Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Delta T Racing. It's Thursday night, so it's time for Division 2. Coming here, round number 3 from Mexico. Got a small grid tonight of 14, so got a fair few that are unfortunately unavailable. And it looks to me like it's damp, so let's just wait for the cars to go out. It does look like we might have an element of rain at some point. Okay, no, so it looks dry there. I can see, oh, bone dry both sessions. Oh, there's someone was saying about the rain. So unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a dry qualification and race. That's not a bad thing. Obviously, with 14 cars as well, will be a slight reduction in the chances of safety cars. But we will see how we get on. So, right, okay, let's just have a quick recap from last week's race. Okay, a bit of a change to the actual finishing order. Hammers actually finished first last week, but was unfortunately handed a 10-second penalty by the stewards for hitting double under the safety car, and that demoted him down into third place. So Bob Spun taking the win. Berserk promoted to second again due to another bit of misfortune for McLaren, with Bogorovsky being disqualified from the race. Unfortunately, connection issues. He didn't take part in enough laps to actually be classified, so he was disqualified, unfortunately. So we had got Bob Spun, Berserk, Hammers. Fourth place went to Man Like Donkey, Brother Adam, Ralph in 6th, Havoc Connor in 7th, 8th Skipper, 9th Pavlosidor, and 10th went to Composite. Scully finishing in 11th, just outside the points there. But we've got a few of those missing today. Let me jump back on board. So who is the first one out? No, it's not Hummer, I think. It's not Bob either. Okay, so I think Scully might be the first one to set a lap. He was just saying before the race that he's not overly confident here, not one of his favourite tracks. But as I said, penalties do make such a difference around Mexico. We had Division 1 last night. Unfortunately, Lebedev was pretty much a dominant factor in the race, certainly in the closing stages. But picked up a 3-second time penalty then with a very late safety car. It was literally out for one lap and then a two-lap sprint out. Unfortunately, he lost the win. So penalties can be very, very costly, but also very easy to pick up here. Okay, so Scully going to be first across the line of 1:18.572. It's not a bad lap by him, in fairness. Bogorovsky carrying around, so I missed Hammers with a 17.8. Bog going in with an 18.251. Then got, I think, double, that's it, coming just up the back there. Then we've got one of the Ferraris, which was Berserk, on an 18.5. So a fair spread of times early on, but I think that will change. Just trying to see who we have next. Is it Rika? Going around, what time is he going to set? An 18.0, so pops himself up into second place there. Anyone else on a lap? Pac-Man jumps up in the provisional power, 16.4. That is hugely quick. I think pole position in Division 1 was a 16.1 or a 16.2 last night, so that is absolutely rapid. But we do know Pac-Man has oodles of pace. Just needs to keep it going during the race. Hummer there jumping up into second place with a 17.7. So we're starting to get the times into the 17s now. But as I say, that 16.4 is going to be very, very hard to beat. 1.3 seconds clear of the second place at the moment. So that's a massively dominant time. Okay, who else do we have? So Composite is just starting his lap. We'll keep an eye on him. Skipper coming around the S's. So I think he'll be the next one to put a lap on the board. We'll see what time Skipper can put in. So again, capable of picking up good results, Skipper, on his day. Just needs a little bit of luck sometimes. There we go, he's crossed at 18.9, so probably not his best lap, but he's put his sighter out, so pops him into 9th position. We're going to jump on board with his teammate now, coming up towards the final sector now, so through the S's. Keeps it flat through there, opens up the DRS. Hard on the brakes, but carry as much speed into this corner as you can, accelerating, and again onto the brakes really hard, get this turned in, feather the throttle and then apply it going up towards the last turn, turn number 17, onto the start finish line. We'll see it's going to be a bit slow, 20.5, so I didn't see the beginning of that lap, but the end of it didn't look too bad. I don't think that was DRS in fairness. May have been that he'd aborted it, so we'll see what his excuse me, we'll see what his opening sector is. Keep an eye on a man like Donkey as well, just ahead of him, that is onto his second run of the day. 17.8 for his initial run, but it's at 1.4 seconds behind Pac-Man's Ferrari. So and Donkey coming into the final couple of turns now. Start finish within 18.8. Bob getting on, Brother Adam as well, I think just behind Bob. So neither of those second times. Brother Adam making it by the skin of his teeth. He was working late, so literally had to rush home and join in as best he can. A bit shallow there because I'm coming out a little bit wider and cutting that across. Bob pops it up into second place. 17.658, but still 1.2 behind that. Absolutely stomping that. Okay, so it looks like the McLarens are back out again. Into the pits, so look at the two Ferraris on an out lap, so it does look like they're giving each other a nice tow as well. We'll have a quick look at that in a moment. I just want to see what Hammer's posts. So Hammer's up at 17.5, but yeah, look at this, good teamwork there, giving each other a tow. Right, okay, Bob coming into the final sectors now. I think that's Hummer on an out lap, and we have, I think it's Scully coming into the final turn now. See what Scully can put on. 18.5 is his best so far. 17.8, that's a massive improvement, dropping him up into 6th place. So good lap there by Scully. Bog improved slightly on his time, but not on position, so currently sitting in 8th place. Rika now is 3/10 up, 40, so 17.541 pops him back up into second place. So we've got lots of changing, some sort of second downwards, but it does honestly seem that Pac-Man is that's an absolutely dominant lap. Okay, so comes into the pits. So we've got Skipper on and out lap. How's Hummer getting on? Coming into the final sector, he has invalidated, so we'll not be considering that. Scully is he on an in lap? He is indeed, as will be Mr. Bogorowski behind. Comes in as well. Double will be next, has invalidated. Then I think Freak is probably the next one round, which he'll be going into the pits because he has A, done his lap, and B, backed off hugely. So Pac-Man on another lap. Looks like he's just overtaken his teammate there. Whether they're going to do another toe down here and return the favour. A bit scrappy coming through that section. I think trying just a bit too much and does actually abort, but still with a 1.1 second gap at the front. So in come the Ferraris. So out on track we have Hummer, who is slightly up on his time. 3,000ths up. 300ths up, sorry, 3.5 We'll get that right one day with the tenths and thousandths. 17.6, so improves on time. Skipper has invalidated. So brother Adam will be the next to start a flying lap. Just noticing a few others starting to come out now. We've got the Red Bulls of Bob and a Man Like Donkey pretty close together, so whether they'll be looking at giving each other a tow down the start finish line, we will find out. So I know the Ferraris have done it, and if that is a benefactor of getting a 16.4, then it is certainly the right thing to do if you can get your team working together and you do communicate. Brother Adam, a couple of tenths up on his best lap already, so we know improving to an 18.5. We'll see how scrappy the rest of his lap was, what he can do to improve. So heading now towards the S's. Difficult set of corners these, because you need to get some curb, but you don't want to get too much, and you certainly don't want to get onto the sausage curbing. So 6/10 up, so be looking at a low 18 at the moment. See if he can jump himself up into the 17s. 17.9, currently 8th place by Berserk. So brother Adam. He jumps up to 18.3, so loses a bit in that final sector. Bog just behind is now starting the lap. So keep an eye on. Yeah, we've got the two Red Bulls pretty close together. Oh, and we've got. Where's that a yellow? Oh, it's just Hammer's getting out of the way. That's okay. I thought we had lost somebody then. Right, where was I anyway? Man Like Donkey, wasn't it? Purple sector 2. So it looks like he is on it. So it needs a 1.4 second improvement if he's going to grab pole position away from Pac-Man. I think that might be a little bit too much to ask. 17.3. So it is a big improvement for him. Half a second improvement, but still a long way away from that stunning lap by Pac-Man. So Bob has backed off, so he's just going on to his hot lap now. Then we have brother Adam. There's, I think, one of the Ferraris behind him. So brother Adam. Bog will be the next to set a time. Here comes. Again, he backed off there, so he's be using his recharging his ERS, ready to go again. Hammer's now on a lap as well, so I'm just trying to find out who is on one. Scully coming into the final sector, 120.6, but again, that's just an out lap by the looks of it. So we've got them all starting their fast laps now. Berserk again, just about to start his fast lap, so I'm just trying to find who the first one across is going to be. Is it Hummer? I can't even see. Hummer is on an out lap. So Donkey into the pits. Next up will be Bob Spun, who, looking at that time, I think he will be pulling into the pits as well. Then is it Pac-Man with a purple middle, so he's 2.5 tenths up on his time, so we could be looking at a 16.2, 16.1 here. Oh! Loses the back end, I think tries just a little bit too hard there going in. And we have, which of the McLarens is that? That's Bog. I think that completely ruined the end of Bog's lap, but you know, it's couldn't be helped. Pac-Man was going for it. Was, I'd say, 2.5 tenths up on his time. So it was on for a very, very low 16, which I have to say is a hugely impressive lap. Skipper now, well, he's finished 18.5. He's out of DTR, ERS even. Next across the line, who is it? Berserk. 17.9, so no real improvement for him there. Hummer is 0.08 of a second up and finishes 26 hundredths up, so 17.6 for him, up into 5th position. We've then got, how long have we got left? I think that was time up, to be honest with you. No, still 20 odd seconds left, so I think a few of those might just make it round. Okay, so Bog is down on his time, so he has given it today. Hammer's the same. Man like Donkey Rika is getting on for half a second up, so could pop himself into the 16s at this rate if he can nail the rest of the lap. And time is up. So everybody now on their last lap or into the pits. So Bog into the pits, Hammer's into the pits. They'll will have given up their runs for the day. Hammer starting in second. Bog currently down in 9th. Oh! Jeez, who was that? That was Connor. Oh dear. Luckily, I don't think that has affected anyone, but it looks like Connor has had a massive moment coming out of the S's. I think that may have cost Rika some time. We'll find out just as we're coming. So yeah, he lost about half a second there. So unfortunate instant there, but Connor out of qualifying. Qualifying's over anyway, but crashes out of qualifying. Unfortunately, some work for the pit crew to do ahead of the race. Berserk, I don't believe he's on a lap. I think he's just winding his way down. And as is Hummer just behind. So we have the order set. So Pac-Man taking pole position with that absolutely stupendous 16.496. Hammer's putting in a 17 flat in the end. I didn't notice that. So 17 flat, so reduce that gap down to half a second. So well done for Hammers there. Man like Donkey 17.3 in 3rd place. Then we have Rika, Hummer, Bob Spun, Brother Adam, Scully, Berserk, and Bogorovsky rounding out the top 10. Then 11th we have Double Composite in 12th, Skipper in 13th, 14th is Connor. Just looking at Scully there in 8th position, considering he said before the race he wasn't very confident. That's a pretty damn good lap, to be honest with you. So we'll keep an eye on him in the race as well, but certainly in that battle of round about 5th for lap time. So we will see how it progresses.
Welcome to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, named after the brothers whose idea for a race in Mexico was so compelling that it got presidential approval. And we're glad it did. Welcome along to the Mexico City Grand Prix. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour. And providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right, and the remaining 7 going to the left.
Well, welcome back everybody. We are just waiting for the drivers to select their strategy now. Pretty much is a medium to hards or hard to medium, but so much is dependent on safety cars. So let's get the menus up. Have a quick look, see what tyres people have gone for. So we've got a bit of a split in people's choices. Obviously Pac-Man going for the mediums, Hammer's looking to go long on the hards, and then they've got Man Like Donkey and Rika behind on mediums. Hammer on the softs, looking to make some early gains. Bosman looking to go long on the hards, Brother Adam on the softs, then we've got Scully and Berserk on the mediums, and the second McLaren of Bogorovsky also on the hards along with double. Then Composite Skipper, Havoc and Pavlosidor's managed to join. That's good. I didn't see that he joined that. So we're up to 15 for the race. Pav was working late as well. Didn't think he'd be able to make the race at all. But good to have you here, my friend. And good luck for the race. So let's get rid of this and get ready for the start of the Mexican Grand Prix. So Pac-Man, so we had that massive lap in qualifying, so half a second clear of Hammers in the second position. I do wonder if he got a nice toe, it would account for a good few tenths if you do nail it right. And I had it yesterday where coming out the final corner I had 2 cars in front of me. And honestly, the speed gain was huge. Managed to make a double overtake before turn 1. But yeah, I think if you can get the toe bang on right, and you're lucky, you might get sort of 2 cars in front of you punching that hole. It can make a huge difference. So here we are, joining on to the grid. The last to come round will be Pavel Losidor, so we know exactly when he is there. So first lap always so important, just as a matter of survival. We've got a couple of disqualifications there missing their marks, but we are now waiting for the lights. We are 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights are out and away we go, and it seems to be pretty much a stable start from everybody. No one getting too much of a jump, but Hummer and we've got absolute bedlam in the middle here. Who is that? So Hummer, Man Like Donkey, and is it Pavlosidor? No, Pavlosidor got away with it. It was Rika that was involved. So Rika out. Have we got a safety car, or is that just going to be a yellow flag to start with? But yeah, as I was flicking through, I saw somebody lose control in the middle. Not sure if there was contact, but saw Rika going sideways. Obviously, he has unfortunately collected Hummer and a Man Like Donkey, I think, with him. Man Like Donkey missing a front right end plate. Hummer missing, well, can be complete front wing. So we've got a virtual safety car. So everybody will be under Delta. Fingers crossed we will not get any drive-throughs. So let's just have a quick look at the position changes. So Yeah, good start for Composite up into 6th place, so gaining 6 positions there. Berserk up 5 positions as well. Bob Spun up 3. Biggest losers, obviously Hummer and Man Like Donkey involved in that incident there. Will lose even more time now. They will need to pit for new front wings. Bog down 1 place, dropping down to 11th, just outside the points, but he understands it's a long game, this one. And we are back under racing again. And behind Scully, overtaking Berserk there. So Scully with a nice turn of speed here, up into 4th position. If he can keep off Berserk, ideally he wants to close that gap slightly to Scully, keep himself within the DRS zone, but without using all of his ERS if he possibly can. So anything else happening a bit further back? No. No, all seems quite calm at the moment. Bog there in 11th, just taking his time and working through. So right, let's go back to the front and see what's going on. Pac-Man has made a bit of a break now, 1.5 seconds clear of Hammer. Bob Spun in 3rd position. Scully doing really well, holding on in 4th position there, although he will have Berserk for company. Round about now, hopefully there's enough room left and space given, which it does look like it is, and Scully's actually retained that position. Connor's out. What's happened to Connor? Connor. I'm not sure what's happened to Connor, he's just disappeared. He must have crashed in the S's again, but I didn't see that, and we've certainly not had any virtual safety car or safety car. Okay, so back to the racing. So Berserk staying hot on the heels of Scully. Scully 2.1 seconds behind Bob at the moment. But Hammers has closed that gap in on to Pac-Man. Now was 1.5 seconds. Has got it down to under the, or around about the second. If he can keep it there, certainly with DRS shortly to be enabled. Minor bit of warning there for Berserk. Okay, so gap at the front, around about 1.1, 1.2 seconds, so Hammers needs to work on that. DRS, I think, will be enabled, is it next lap? So obviously with the virtual safety car, and Berserk making the move there. Nice and clean onto Scully up into turn number 1. So Scully just needs to keep his head down now, pretty much use Berserk to try and pull him to the front 3, which is more than possible. Obviously that way he can just use DRS when it's available and save his ERS. Okay, so Bog now putting some pressure on Double, and Hummer making a move up the straight on a Man Like Donkey. So these are two, obviously, unfortunately their pace is a lot higher, but caught up in that start line incident. So Bog in the McLaren on the back of Double's Alfa Romeo. And Pavlosidor not far behind as well. And Bog goes for the move up the inside. Will he make it stick now? Outrun the outside. Then obviously the outside will become the inside. That's a good move by Bog there. Double now a little bit susceptible. Just manages to block on Pavlosidor. So keeps that position. But Bog now up into 9th place. Although 3.5 second gap between him and the car in front. Composite just over a tenth and a half behind brother Adam. So good for the Williams line astern in 7th and 8th. If they can keep that going, they'll be scoring some good points. Pac-Man at the front, just stretching his legs a little bit now, 2 seconds clear of Hammer. I think obviously you've got that tyre compound difference. Yeah, so Pac-Man is on the medium, so he would be expected to pull away ever so slightly over the first few laps. Would take advantage of the softer compound, obviously mediums against hards, so should be looking at stretching that gap. Skipper now joined the back of this. But it's basically going to become a group of 4 because Scully unfortunately has become detached from Berserk, so we'll be out of the DRS. And there we go, DRS is open for Brother Adam, and he will close on Scully now. And the thing is with Mexico as well is you get this long straight here, but then you get a second boost because there's only one detection point there, and that serves the main straight and this little straight here. So if you can actually make the overtake down the main straight, you can use the second straight and the DRS to pull away. You can actually pull yourself a good half a second or so. And then that's half the battle done of getting yourself out of the DRS. Scully a bit squirmy in front, but managed to keep hold of that. Brother Adam still with Composite and Skipper behind. Bog about 4 seconds further down the road, that is on those hard compounds. We'll be looking at going a bit further, and I do think we will have at least one more safety car. I say this is a very tricky track, certainly through those S's, and when your tyres go off, there are going to be a few incidents as well as tiredness and possible frustration. And in front there, Brother Adam overtakes Scully. Again, Scully now just needs to use that and just sit behind, keep himself within the DRS detection zone and use that to pull himself along. Easy to say, difficult to do. But we've got a few gaps that have opened up now, so it's Pac-Man has pulled out a 4-second gap on Hammers. Hammers himself pulled out nearly 3 seconds on Bob Spine, who's 2.5 seconds clear of Berserk, who's 2 seconds clear of Brother Adam. But then we have, so behind Brother Adam, we've got this battle for 5th. So between, what is it, 4 drivers? So quartet here. Scully getting the DRS there, but he's still under pressure, and Skipper making a move past Composite. I think Composite just going a bit, as Composite lost his front wing. I think he has. I think Composite's lost his wing. So I wonder if he's just had a tag into the back of Scully, which has lost him time there. Composite going to drop his way down now towards the back of the field. We'll be battling with Hummers and Man Like Donkey, obviously having to make those early pit stops as well. Yep, so Hummer's making his way past Composite, just coming out of the pits now. Is Man Like Donkey going to get him as well? He doesn't, so Composite stays clear of Man Like Donkey. As we look at the tyres, we've got softs on Composite with Man Like Donkey, so Composite should be able to just pull away from that slightly. Going to go back to the battle here with Scully in 6th and Skipper in 7th. Looks like Scully dropping 2 seconds behind Brother Adam now. So again, out of the DRS range, Skipper within DRS, so I think this could be another easy take down the start-finish line. Scully dropping down into 7th place potentially. DRS is open because he's using his ERS a little bit, but not too much. I think he's been sensible and just using Scully to just tie him along until he's actually ready to make that move. But Brother Adam now closing in on Berserk, so 1.2 seconds there. Hammers as well is closing half a second on Pac-Man at the front. Apologies for not showing them too much. Pavlosidor, yeah, has pitted and comes out in last position. So Hammers, you can see Pac-Man just down the road there. It must be an incentive for him. He's actually dropping more into his clutches now. Gap down to 3 seconds. So I do think 9 laps, those mediums are starting to go off. So Hammers is on the charge now. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look at Pac-Man's stats. If I can get them up, let's pop them up on screen there. So Pac-Man's had 5 wins in the past, 11 podiums, as he has qualified on pole position many times. Got a Drivers' Championship to his name as well. So 38 races, so he's 39th here. It's his 3rd season with us. Hopefully there will be many more. So okay, Skipper still struggling to get past Scully. That gap staying at round about the 3/4 of a second, but what I'm hoping from Scully's point of view is that he's not using all his ERS to keep ahead, because he is then going to become vulnerable. Brother Adam into the pits. So he's had enough of those tyres. Bolting on a fresh set of mediums. So 2.24 second pit stop for him there. And he will rejoin just ahead of Hummer. I don't think Hummer will catch him. So no, Brother Adam back out into 9th position. Let's get rid of those details. Okay, so pit stops will be coming up soon. What I will do is we pop the tyres back up so everyone can see what's going on. Hammer's picking up 3 seconds. A bit of trouble last night at penalties. I think he picked up 12 seconds when he was driving in Division 1. But luckily this time it's just 3 seconds. Berserk also picking up 3 seconds worth of penalties there. So Scully and Skipper. Skipper finally gets his way past Scully there. Bog now just a couple of seconds further down the line. I don't think it's going to be too long before he will be on the back of Scully, and then looking to get past him and close up on Skipper. Scully does have his DRS open. Is he going to make a move back? He's not. I think he's just going to sit behind and just bide his time at the moment. So gap at the front down to 2.8 seconds. Was up at just over 4 seconds. It certainly looks like those mediums are beginning to go off. You can stretch them out to about 19-20 laps, but they really are ragged towards the end. Start going off around about lap 9-10, and then just degrade lap by lap. I think Pac-Man could stay out for a few more laps yet. Just depends on what strategy he wants to do, whether he feels comfortable on the mediums and tries to go for a medium to soft, or whether he'll go for the hards. If you go for the hards, it's obviously not worth stretching it out too long because you lose so much lap time on worn mediums compared to fresh hards. So Skipper still out on 12 lap old softs now. So I have a feeling he will be looking at going for a set of mediums to the end of the race, but just dropping a position there to Scully. Scully getting that DRS and retaking 5th place that he lost on the lap before. But Bog now 1.4 seconds behind, so soon be within that DRS. Composite now on the back of Hummer. So 6 lap newer tyres, but can he make the move on Hummer? It's a bit slow coming out of turn number 3 there. He didn't get the drive onto the straight lead of light. So line it up, make your move down the big long start finish line. As I say, you then use the second mini straight after turn number 3 just to, as I say, use the DRS again and try and pull yourself away. Brother Adam now closing in on the back of double man like Donkey, picking up a 3-second tyre penalty. So we've got 4 people now on penalties. Pav picking up a 3-second penalty there as well. So Berserk into the pit, so he will jump onto hards for the rest of the race. Brother Adam now making the move on double. Makes it look easy there on fresh tyres up into turn number 1. And Brother Adam back up into 7th place. Bogorovsky next up the road. 11-second gap, but obviously we've got pit stops to take into account. Bog working his way, so he qualified 10th, I think, dropped down to 11th early on. Has worked his way back up the field. Currently sitting in 6th position and right on the back of Skipper and Scully now. So penalties starting to come in. So I think everybody is just on 3 seconds at the moment, which they are. But Bog now closed in. I said it was he's closing over a second on this lap, I think, with the 2 in front fighting. But he will have the DRS available and is better off than the 2 in front on ERS. But Skipper decides he has had enough of those soft tyres and comes in, and what is he going to change them to? I'm curious as to what he's going to go on to, whether it be mediums or the hards to the end of the race. He's gone for the hard option. Probably sensible, to be honest. You know you're going to get the longevity out of them. A 2.25 second pit stop there for Skipper. Brother Adam got that gap down to 9.5 seconds to Bog now. Bog really needs to get past Scully and use him as a buffer, because Brother Adam has got some serious pace on. Just stick with Bog for the minute. I want to keep an eye on Skipper just a bit further down behind man like Donkey. I think he'll be making a move soon, but Bog should be lining this up to make a move down the start finish line and move himself up into 4th position. Good exit there by Scully. Bog just skidding behind at the moment. Got Berserk closing in on double. So gap there will be about half a second. Bog again closing up on the back of Scully. Must be so frustrating. He's losing time. Hand over fist to Brother Adam behind. A gap now down to 8 seconds between Bog and Brother Adam. So Berserk, is he going to go for a move? Is the Pope Catholic? Yes, up into 7th place. So makes a move up the inside of double going into turn number 4. Skipper, is he going to make the move? Not really a good overtaking spot round here. So I think the next one's going to be Bog. Be desperate to get past Scully, I think, this time round. Gap to Brother Adam now down to under 7 seconds. Hummer picking up a 3-second penalty there, so becomes the latest to suffer at the hands. Bog has it this lap. There we go, he lines it up and makes the move past Scully. So as if Bog can now put a, well, he's got a 12, nearly a 13-second gap to Bob in front of him. Scully just getting a bit squirrely there. It just needs to settle down back into a rhythm. There's some good points for him today, so he's been driving very, very well so far. So Hammer's still 3.8 seconds. So the gap has been teetering round about the 4-second mark. Pac-Man still seems to have very good pace considering he's on 16-lap-old mediums. And he's staying out. So I wonder if he's going to push this to a medium soft. Out. Right, so Composite closing in on the back of double, and Skipper still on the back of Man Like Donkey, but I think these four are going to concertina up shortly, so we're going to have the two Williams fighting again against the Alfa Romeo and Red Bull this time, Man Like Donkey. Now, they seem to be quite closely matched, the Williams drivers here today. It's good to see in a team. So Skipper and Composite, both veterans of e-racing as well, as they've been doing it for a good few years, and so always a pleasure to see them on track, and don't really see them involved in too many incidents. Composite making the move finally past double, just as Skipper makes the move like Man Like Donkey, so it was a good straight there for the Williams team. Composite moving up into 8th and Skipper up into 10th place. So double gets rid of one Williams on his backside and immediately has it replaced by another one. Unfortunately, the one behind him now is on very, very fresh tyres compared to his. So double just struggling a bit there. He's going to put himself under a fair amount of pressure. So at the front, gap down to 2.9 seconds. I'm not sure if Pac-Man might have had a teeny bit of a moment. Jump past, so Brother Adam is going to be next up to get past Scully, but Scully ditches those tyres and comes into the pit, so Brother Adam is unleashed in 5th place to charge after Bogorowski, now 5.2 seconds up the road. So done very, very well there to pull out a gap once you got past Scully. Scully is coming out on, what's that, fresh set of mediums, fresh set of hards. So 17 laps to go. Right, where's the battles going on? So double and so Skipper past double. I missed that. But looks like double might be coming under pressure now from Man Like Donkey. And he is indeed. Man Like Donkey takes that position, moves up into 9th, so double down into 10th position on those 18-lap-old hards. Might be time just to come in or give it a couple of laps, come in, ditch those, put on a fresh set of mediums and see how you go. I'm keeping an eye on Scully as well, 6.9 seconds behind his teammate. Should be looking at closing in on that now with the fresh set of tyres. So Pac-Man does come into the pits and exits on a fresh set of hard tyres in third place. So Bobrovsky's in fourth. That gap to Brother Adam reduced down to 3.1 seconds now. So Brother Adam is quicker on those tyres, but with 17 laps to go, 20. No, he can't take those to the end. If he does, then all credit to him, but I can't see it happening. Man like Donkey into the pits, get rid of those 18 lap old hards, obviously stopping after lap 1 due to a bit of contact and a broken wing. Goes on to mediums to the end of the race. So as we have hammers into the lead, 11.3 seconds. He comes into the pits now and will jump onto a fresh set of mediums. So he'll certainly have the quicker tyres for the final jaunt of the race. Was about 2.9 seconds behind Pac-Man, so we'll see where that brings him out. Bob Spun also pitting. Pac-Man is going to retake the lead quite easily in the end. Bog up into third place, is quite happy to keep going on those tyres at the moment. I wonder if Bog might eke it out or whether he'll just come in on the next lap, obviously to split it due to his teammate. So Bob comes out just ahead of Berserk. So I think everybody has pitted now, except for, well, Double's pitting now, and Bog still hasn't pitted. Looking at the penalties, everybody on 3 seconds. I've just actually looked at the stream for the first time. Saw Connor in there. I hate this track, he says. Yeah, it's not gone well for you, mate, in qualifying and then in the race today. So on to Monaco next week, a nice easy one. But yeah, I'm well, thanks for asking, and good to see you, mate. I look forward to racing with you again next week. So Pac-Man picking up fastest lap of the race, which he would do on a nice fresh set of hard tyres. Bog now does indeed come into the pit, so I think he'll be strapping on a set of yellow sticker tyres. We're taking those mediums to the end. He does indeed. Okay, and Bog joins just behind Hummer in 9th place, but does have the tyre advantages, so let's get the tyres back up just so we know exactly what everybody is on. But yeah, Bog certainly on the faster tyre compared to the trio in front of him. I don't think anybody has to stop again other than Brother Adam. I think Brother Adam is going to struggle with those tyres. But we'll wait and see. It's a bold move. Right, so no close battles at the moment. Everybody seems to be sort of a second and a half plus, or, you know, sort of 4-9 seconds apart. So we really do have a gap. Double is probably the closest at the moment on the rear end of Pavlosidor. Obviously both of those chasing down Composite as well. What is Composite dropped? Oh, he's pitted, isn't he? So coming for those medium tyres. So double now lining up a move on Pavlosidor. Is he going to go for it up the inside? He does. Small amount of contact there, but nothing major. So both live to fight another day. Double needs to just put himself together and go again down the start finish line. Bog 1.3 seconds now behind Scully and closing. Obviously those softer compound tyres allowing him to pull away from Hummers and close up on Scully fairly quickly. But gap at the front, 4.5 seconds. Pac-Man's come out on those hard tyres as if they're mediums, manages to get the similar kind of pace. Currently has the fastest lap of a 19.457. Brother Adam does now come into the pits to ditch those medium tyres. Personally, I'd have probably taken him an extra couple of laps and then gone for a set of soft tyres, but he's bolted on a second set of mediums, obviously starting on the hards, so does have that option available to him. Comes out just behind Bogorovsky, so we've got 2 lap difference in tyres. That'll be a nice battle royale till the end. Man like Donkey now on the back of Hummer. Looks like it's just going to be a formality here. And a man like Donkey is indeed up into 9th position. Bog still 1.3 behind Scully, keeping that gap at 2.6, 2.7 to Brother Adam. Hammer's keeping that gap at the front again, around to about the 4-second mark. Does have that 3-second penalty as well, but obviously with a 15-second gap on Bob Spun behind him, doesn't need to worry about that too much. But if he does want to win, he needs to get past Pac-Man and pull a 3-second lead before the checkered flag. As I said at the beginning, penalties can be so costly here. Last night's Division 1 was unfortunately decided by a 3-second penalty. Lebedev crossing the line in first position, but actually dropping to 4th because of a 3-second penalty. And we had a late safety car which came out literally as we were completing lap 33, so we had lap 34 behind the safety car, and then obviously 2 laps of racing, it will always come in. So yeah, basically his gap of sort of 5-6 seconds that he was managing quite easily out in front was wiped out within the space of a few seconds. So yeah, it can be very costly. Obviously avoid them at all costs. Easily said, very, very hard to do. Especially around this track for some reason, it seems to be very difficult to judge your turning point if you're very close to the car in front. Okay, so just staying with this battle at the moment. That's Brother Adam is closing in as well onto Bogorovsky. So Bog will want to get past Scully this lap. And then I think he's got a chance of charging down Skipper. Berserk will be doing 22 on those. Yeah, I mean, I think 4th place is still a realistic target for Bogorovsky. And there he is moving up into 6th position. So 2 seconds now to Skipper, the next car up the road. Looking at reducing that gap down as quick as possible. 4 lap old mediums against 11 lap old hards. Bog should have the advantage there. Brother Adam 2 seconds further back in 8th place. Then Man Like Donkey got a little bit of no man's land at the moment in 9th position. 10 seconds behind Brother Adam, but 4 seconds clear of this chap in the AlphaTauri Hummer. 1.7 behind is Composite. And we've got double 10 seconds further back, and Pavlosidor 7 seconds further back from that. I think Pav can be forgiven for this one, considering he was very, very late home from work and only just about managed to make the race. But Brother Adam now all over the back of Scully. Bog managing to pull out a 1.7 second lead already, and it is already all over the back of Skipper. So Bog there past Skipper up into 5th position, and then behind Brother Adam as well, making the move on Scully. So a couple of overtakes there. Bog up into 5th, Skipper down to 6th, and Brother Adam up into 7th, Scully down into 8th. Let's keep it an eye at the front, because the gap is coming down ever so slightly, not hugely, and Pac-Man will soon be coming up to lap Pavlosidor. And Hummer also coming out just in front as well, so this could possibly be a chance for Hammers to close up on this if Pac-Man gets caught slightly behind these two, if they're not quite aware that they're there. But that is good to see. Well done, Pav. Moved himself out of the way and let the leader pass at the earliest possible opportunity. I was a bit worried he was going to wipe him out then, but I think it was just the camera angle. Yeah, we'll give him some credit. But next to get past him is going to be Hammers. He'll be hoping that he's not held up as well. So Brother Adam now up into 6th place, Skipper dropping down into 7th. So Brother Adam 1.1 behind Bogarovsky for that battle for 5th place currently. And Bog 4.3 behind Berserk, so I think that can be eaten into. Still got 9 laps to go, including the one that we are on. So Hammers also past Pavlosidor. I don't think he lost. No, he has probably lost about a second in total actually. So Brother Adam now looking to hunt down Bogarovsky. Similar ERS, so Brother Adam will have the advantage here, being able to open that DRS. But Boggs wise, he won't worry about losing the position. In fact, if anything, he'll probably welcome it. He will sit himself behind Brother Adam and recharge his ERS and just use the DRS to keep himself within that second, and probably, hopefully, Brother Adam will tow him towards Berserk, but if not, Bog will be in the best position on the last lap to make the attack. So Berserk as well, having one of those races really. I mean, 11 seconds behind Bob Spun, 3 seconds ahead of Brother Adam at the moment. But as I say, that could well crumble down. Bob Spun in second, 21 second gap between him and the leaders, but 11 seconds ahead of number 4. Berserk picking up another 3 second time penalty. So is that 6 seconds I think he's got in total? It is, and Hammers also is 6 seconds now. Still will put him safe in second place. Oh, Berserk having a bit of a moment there. It's going to make him very susceptible to the 2 behind. Boggs a little bit too far back, but I think Brother Adam is going to make a move up the inside into turn number 1. And there we are, Brother Adam up into 4th, although Berserk's not giving it up without a fight. Gets a little bit twitchy, a bit sideways. That puts Bogarowski now onto the attack. So Berserk certainly not making it easy for Bog, but I didn't see too much wrong there. Might have been a slight tap of wheels, but oh, and a bit of sideways there for Berserk. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Not there, not there, not there, not there, not there. Oh. I understand Bog had to go for it because of the incident with Berserk, but it seemed like with neither man wanting to back out there, I could have seen that ending in tragedy, but luckily it didn't, and Bog up into 5th place, but unfortunately that battling has put him 2.5 seconds behind brother Adam now. So at the front, Pac-Man 5 seconds ahead now. I think he's looking more than comfortable. Obviously on those hard tyres as well, they're going to be coming into their best now. So he just needs to keep it clean. He's obviously got circa 11-second lead really if you're looking at Hammers with 6 second penalty. So Pac-Man could afford one little slip and pick up a 3-second time penalty. But I'm sure he would rather not, if at all possible. Double there on the back of Hummer. Let's see if he was going to make a move there. A bit further up, Berserk. Still not giving up in this battle with Bogarowski. Obviously has used the DRS to draw himself just in that little bit closer. Now finding himself just outside of that 1 second. I'm not sure what the detection zone is here. I think it was at the end of the straight, so he may well find himself just within DRS. We'll find out in a moment. Does he open DRS? He does not. He didn't have it, so he's outside of that second. So Bog has now broken that, so hopefully that will take the pressure off of him from behind. But the gap, 3.5 seconds pretty much now to brother Adam. So I think Bog needs to hang on and hold on to that 5th place. There's Hammers as well in 2nd place. So again, good points for the McLarens. Also good points for Ferrari. So currently in 1st and 6th place. And the Williams as well with a double point finish and Red Bull. So not too bad. 2 retirements so far, Rika and Havoc. Rika involved in the start line incident. Havoc a couple of laps later, I think we'll succumb to the S's for probably too many times this week that he would like. Okay, now I'm just going to jump on board for a bit with Pac-Man because I've not given him too much airtime today, but that is the problem when you're pretty much just dominant and you pull out in front. It's there's no battling to show, but let's we'll keep on board with him at the moment. We're going to keep an eye on Man Like Donkey as well, currently in 9th, closing in on Scully, but just about a second back. But obviously he is closing now because of the DRS zones. We'll just keep on board here for the minute. Scully in 8th position. I say doing well. Even if he loses position to Man Like Donkey, pick up a couple of points. That will be good for him. And so especially on a track that he wasn't confident at all before the race began. So I'm sure he will be happy with bringing home some points for the Alfa Romeo team. But Man Like Donkey will want to get past. Hammers pitted. I completely missed that, but Hammers has come into the pits. I'm just wondering why he dropped 26 seconds behind Pac-Man. But he has come in and strapped on a set of softs, so he's probably going to look for the fastest lap, try and pick up that extra point, give him 19 instead of the 18 per second, but does need to make sure he can put himself 6 seconds clear of Bob Spun without picking up any further penalties. So Scully down into 9th, so currently on for 2 points. So Bob pretty solid in 5th place. Now obviously Berserk behind him has that 3-second penalty as well. Brother Adam again barring anything happening has 4th place, nailed on 3rd place for Bob's, but has Pac-Man pitted as well? Pac-Man has pitted as well. Well, that's just made this exciting, isn't it? So obviously had the comfort of that lead and decided to also come in and go for the soft tyres. Probably wants the extra point for himself, Pac-Man. Will want 26 points if he can possibly get it, as opposed to 25. Fastest lap at the moment is with Hummer with a 19.451. So I'm sure they'll be looking at trying to get that back from them if they can and get that extra point. But Bobby's now 9 seconds behind Hammers, so that 6-second penalty has been taken into account. But obviously what he doesn't want to do is pick up another penalty. 9 seconds would put him, he'd still be fine. So Pac-Man starting the final lap of the race at 18.836 there by Hammers to take the extra point as we stand. But can Pac-Man do a Sebastian Vettel in the old days at Red Bull, where he would pump in the fastest lap of the race on the last lap of the race, almost just to rub people's noses in it? Scully still not giving up on that battle with Donkey. Still has a chance of picking up an extra couple of points if he can pop himself up into 8th. Skipper closing in on the back of Berserk. I think Berserk's tyres have seriously gone off now, starting to struggle. 3 seconds behind Bogorowski, and has Skipper's Williams sniffing behind him. Really, we're getting to the final overtaking opportunity down here, and I don't think Skipper is going to be able to do it. He's going to close, he's going to close, he's going to close, but he hasn't got enough to get there. So we're going to jump back to Pac-Man for coming across the line, and honestly, guy's been fantastic today. Absolutely different gravy in qualifying. And then the race has not been too much different either. We then have Hammers coming home in 2nd place. Bob Spun will come home in 3rd position. Double also finishing down in 12th. Crossing the line after being lapped. So Bob Spun will come home in 3rd place. Brother Adam crossing the line for a well-deserved 4th place for the Aston Martin team. Bogorowski coming home in 5th for McLaren, so a good double points finish for McLaren. Skipper with a good race coming home in 6th. Man like Donkey and Scully looked like they were battling. Oh, Berserk! What happened to Berserk? Oh, looks like Berserk had an incident. Man like Donkey up into 7th. Scully up into 8th. 9th position for Berserk. Composite will come across the line in 10th. Looks like he might have been out of fuel. And Hummer as well crosses the line. I think he was out of fuel as well. So that's the end of the Mexican Grand Prix. Pac-Man absolutely dominant this weekend. Also picking up the fastest lap of the race with a 17.841 on that final lap. So a hat trick for Pac-Man today, pole position, fastest lap, and the race win. So there's Pac-Man coming on to the top step to take the acclaim of the crowd. Hammers picking up second place, so that will extend his championship lead. Bob Spun in third position after his victory last week, and brings it home with another podium this week. We'll go through the official results in a moment. We'll just let them enjoy sipping their champagne. Okay, so official results, pending any reports. We have Pac-Man taking the win for Ferrari, Hammers for McLaren in second, and Bob Spun rounding out the podium in the Red Bull. Then fourth place, Brother Adam, fifth, Bogorovsky in sixth, Skipper seventh, Man Like Donkey eighth, Scully bringing home some good points. Well done to him. Berserk in ninth. 10th going to Composite in the Williams, so a good double point score for the Williams team there. 11th we have Hummers, 12th Double, 13th Pavlosidor, then the DNFs of Havoc, Connor, unfortunate again through the S's, and Rika, who was caught up in a start line incident and got no further, unfortunately. So thank you so much for joining me. That has been round number 3, Mexican Grand Prix. We will be back next Thursday, and we are at the street circuit of Monte Carlo, Monaco. We've not been there for a while. Always seems to it never fails to disappoint. So we'll look forward to hopefully some good racing next week. Back on Wednesday with Division 1 at 8 o'clock. Commentator next week will be Hammers for us. Bogorovsky will be driving in the Haas as my teammate. And I will be back at the same time, 8 o'clock on Thursday for Division 2. Also, don't forget we have our GT League, which has just started on Tuesday nights. I say if it is something that you are interested in, please do sign up. Same with Formula One. If you're interested in driving Delta T racing, please join the Discord server, sign up, and we'll be only too pleased to have you. So thanks ever so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you same time, same place next week.